Welcome to Proverbs 31 by Design. My name is Tina Heisman. I help Christian women who are struggling with the overwhelm of trying to balance being a wife, mother, and career woman. When they work with me, they discover how to create their own unique level of balance so that they can finally experience the joy, passion, success, and fulfillment that they have been seeking in life. So, as you know, in April, we have been focusing on bringing more joy and happiness into the different areas of our lives. So, this week, we're going to talk about getting to know ourselves better so that we can stop worrying what other people think about us and have more self-confidence and fun in life. But before we get started, I want to let you know that I have a free, private Proverbs 31 community on Facebook where you can come to get inspiration for your life. Search Proverbs 31 by Design in the Facebook search bar. Also, I have created a free download called The Ultimate Guide to Guilt-Free Self-Care. It's a guide to help you take care of yourself in mind, body, and spirit so you can feel like your best self every day. Visit my website to download it, tinaheisman.com. Okay, let's dive in and talk about how to stop caring what other people think. So many of us have this problem. We worry so much about what other people think. And when we worry about what other people think about us, we're kind of afraid to show up in the world as who we really are. It's kind of like we're trying more to fit in than just be who we are. And when we don't know who we are, we feel less than and unworthy. And we don't show up in the world the way God intended us to. We might even feel lonely and uninvited, maybe a little lost in life. And we get stuck in the comparison trap. Most importantly, when we don't know who we are, we don't use the gifts that God has given us to make a difference in this world. So this is something I work with my clients on. And the solution is to first check in with God and see who He says we are, and then to discover and put to use our God-given gifts, passions, and strengths. So I'm going to take you through a little story of a client of mine and to help illustrate kind of how this works. So my client Kelly came to me when she had a preschooler and a newborn. Now, Kelly was doing pretty good in life, but she had a goal that she wanted to earn enough money in her side business so that she could still work from home when she sent her preschooler to kindergarten. So she had been blessed to be able to be a stay-at-home mom, but she was feeling like she's probably going to have to go back to work, right, when her little guy went to kindergarten. But she didn't want to. She wanted to really make something of her side business so that she could continue to stay home and contribute to her family's income. But she was struggling to build her business. And it wasn't that she didn't really know what to do. She did know what to do, and other colleagues in her business were helpful and getting lots of trainings and things. And she was really trying very hard, but it just wasn't clicking. It just wasn't working. And so as we were working together, that's when I discovered that she didn't know who she was, or why she was here on earth, or what gifts and passions and strengths God gave her to make a difference in this world with. She was coming at life kind of from the complete opposite perspective, a perspective of fixing what was wrong, looking for all of the flaws, instead of capitalizing on what was good and what was right. She was so far into fixing herself that she couldn't even see her strengths. She was, in this way, she was disconnected from herself and God. And so it's kind of like, you know, you're working so hard and you're trying and trying and trying, but it's just not working. And this was causing her to feel down on herself. She was feeling insecure and inferior, inadequate, like she didn't measure up. And she wondered why everyone else around her seemed to be making things happen in their lives and their businesses, but she wasn't. She was just so worried about what everyone else thought about her, and her mind would just keep spinning in all of this worry and negativity. And so we got to work on this. And I first reminded her who God says she is. And I want to share that with you because this is who you are as well. And this message is for you if you're listening to this. I'm just going to give you a few quick scriptures. John 1:12, I am a child of God. Ephesians 1:3, I have been blessed with every spiritual blessing in the heavenly places. Ephesians 1:4, I am chosen, holy, and blameless before God. Colossians 2:9 and 10, I have been made complete in Christ. 1 Thessalonians 1:4, God loves me and has chosen me. Girls, we have to remember that our Creator made us by design and on purpose. We are chosen. We are holy. We are complete. We are a unique creation. There is not another single person on this planet with our same gifts, strengths, and passions. And there's not supposed to be. We're not supposed to be like anyone else, and no one else is supposed to be like us. God made us unique on purpose. Why on earth do we spend so much time caring about what other people think? And that leads me to our next point. Do you know what your unique gifts, strengths, and passions are? When I asked Kelly this, I gave it to her for homework. She had a week to write down a list of her gifts and strengths and passions. She came up with 5 things. 5 things. To me, as a coach, that is very telling and unacceptable because there are way more than 5 amazing things about this woman. It was shocking to me, this beautiful, talented woman. She could only come up with 5 things that she thought she was good at. And that should show you her state of mind. And so we had to work on that. And so we took a deep dive into discerning her strengths and how she could use them to show up in her life, both in her personal life and her business life. And I have a process that I take my clients through for this to help them, to help open their eyes and give them tools that they can use to discern what these gifts are so they can start noticing them in themselves and others and showing up in the world just like confident and just glowing, right? Because God has a mission for each one of us. And Kelly really did want to be working on that mission, but she was blocking herself by believing lies about herself and by focusing on the negative. She was really holding herself back by trying to fix everything that was wrong with her instead of just identifying what her strengths are and running with that. So this is not an easy thing to change. It took a while, but we worked on it kind of one thought at a time, really, until Kelly was able to learn how to manage her negative thoughts about herself and focus on the positive and just embrace these gifts and run with them and do life her way with her gifts and strengths. And as we did this, the light within her really began to shine brightly. She began to show up in the world as the amazing woman that God created her to be. And when she did, she experienced a huge increase in her confidence, in her peace, in her joy, and her success in her business. Like, here's the thing, when we work on one area of our life, we really work on all of them at the same time, but we focus on the one area that we're working on. And when she did that, everything else changed. She felt like she became a better mother, a better wife, a better colleague to the people that she was working with and her team. And it was really amazing and beautiful to see her showing up as her best self and just seeing that light shine within her. It was so awesome. And so she's continuing to grow her business day by day so that she can achieve that goal of staying home with her children or staying home once her children go to school. And she's got some big goals, and she's even increased the goals since we started working together. So that is so exciting. I love seeing that. And so the moral of the story for how do we stop worrying about what other people think about us? How do we stop caring about what other people think about us? The way we do it is by figuring out our unique gifts, strengths, and passions that God gave us. so that we can show up in the world as the best version of ourselves, and we can use those gifts, strengths, and passions to make a difference in the world around us. This helps us feel more energetic and happy and successful and peaceful and whole. It just kind of helps life feel like it's flowing instead of like you're clawing your way at everything. And when you work on discovering who you are, you can stop caring what everyone else thinks because you know that it doesn't matter and you know who you are. Isn't that amazing? Like, don't you want that? Like, just stop caring what everyone else thinks. I know a lot of us want that. It's huge, huge progress in life, huge growth, spiritual growth, personal growth, professional growth. And so I have a simple action step for you today. If you want to work on discovering your gifts, on a 3x5 note card, do some brainstorming and write down all of the gifts that you had, the gifts and the strengths, and make sure you come up with like 10 to 20 things. And it would be really helpful once you write this note card to review it at least once a day. Remind yourself what you're good at. It's going to really help increase your self-confidence and your happiness in life. But I know this concept is easier said than done, and it really helps to have someone to walk you through it. And I have some certain processes that I use with my clients that help kind of solidify it so that it's really something that you walk away with continuing to use in your life. So if you would like to know more about how coaching can help you get this figured out for yourself so you can understand what you're really good at and stop caring what other people think, reach out to me for a complimentary discovery call. We can take a look at where you are and where you want to be and see what's holding you back. And remember, I have created the ultimate guide to guilt-free self-care to help you feel like your best self every day. You will find it on my website, tinaheisman.com. And don't forget to join the Proverbs 31 by Design community on Facebook. All right, girls, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.